What's going on, everyone? Welcome on into a live Cleveland Browns report. Matthew Peterson here with training camp well underway. Plenty to talk about on today's show. We've got some good news and rumors coming out of training camp that I'm excited to share with you all. Really a lot of ground to cover as Jeremy Stallman cuts me off mid-opening monologue with not just a $5 super chat, but a $50 super chat from the one and only Jeremy Stallman. Get your Jeremys in the chat. Let's go. Andrew Berry has finally realized that the Cleveland Browns Chat Sports channel is the new secret weapon. It's about damn time. Let's go, Browns. Thanks again, Petey. Jeremy, thank you, man. I'm not quite sure if Andrew Berry does feel the same way, but I sure hope he does. It'd be awesome if just, man, do you understand what it would do to my ego if, like, the Browns were on Hard Knocks or something and just a clip of Andrew Berry listening to me in the car or at his desk? My head would be so big it would not be able to fit out the studio door. I would literally go over the moon. And then I have to wonder, what episode was he listening to? And hopefully it was a good one. Jeremy, though, MVP as always. Shout out to you, man. Thank you so much. You even got the party started before we started the live show with a $5 super chat. Hello at the golf course. Let's get it started. Let's go, Browns. Jeremy, how are you shooting today? I am a very, I wouldn't say streaky golfer, streaky golf player. Like, I go through stretches where I play a lot of golf, and then all of a sudden I realize the bag's been in my closet for like 4 months, and it's been a little while. What I would love to normalize for players like me who shoot between 100 and 110. So not like I'm hacking away at the course 7 shots a hole, but usually I'm playing bogey golf. That's kind of my par. I would love to normalize 9-hole rounds. 18 is very intimidating to sign up for if I know I'm going to be the worst member in the group. But I still liked going out there. But by hole 13, I'm like, if someone volunteered to go back to the parking lot, I'd hop in that golf course right now.
So many times I've been like on an 18-hole course, and I'm at like hole 7. I'm like, oh my God, we're not even halfway there.
Yeah.
Like I'm over it.
I would love to normalize just, hey, let's play 9 holes. I would play so much more golf if that was a legitimate option.
And the other thing is the 18 holes take so long.
It takes like 4.5 hours, and it's so hot. You get back in the car, and you're like, I didn't really work out. I drove around like I was playing Mario Kart, and I'm dripping in sweat. Jeremy, I hope you're shooting better than I usually shoot. Shout out to you, man. Appreciate you as always. All right. We have the Olympics coming up, Olympics are underway. We have a fun conversation to have about that, as I want to get everyone's favorite games going in the chat below. But first, I do want to tell everyone about our sponsor today, which is Game Time. If you love summer baseball and want to catch a Guardians game, I know they've been kind of sleeping at the deadline, but they just did get a pitcher, or any other Major League team, you're going to want to give Game Time a shot. Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. Now, one thing I really like about Game Time is the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem that code CHAT Sports for $20 off. I put all that information in the comments and description of today's video. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. All right, one of the topics we will discuss today is whether or not you would like to see the Browns get a dome stadium. We've talked about the dome stadium before on the channel, and I used to be, and I've said this before, the czar of, no, AFC North football is outdoors. Like, divisions kind of have DNAs. AFC North football is physical, it is violent, and it is cold. And grit. And that's a gritty area, right? I mean, the Rust Belt, like, that is a gritty part of the country. Some blue-collar workers, and that comes through in their football team. All of that changed when producer Trace Gerard's New Orleans Saints. Now, Trace, just remind me, the Saints, Southern team.
Yes.
Okay, I wasn't sure.
They're a Southern team in Louisiana where it's typically pretty hot, and they play in a dome.
Next question. They practice indoors or outdoors?
A little bit of both.
Well, they both, but they have an indoor.
But they do have an indoor, yes.
Oh, okay.
So when it gets too bad of weather, they go inside.
Yeah. They came into Cleveland, -20 in December. And I wouldn't say beat the shit out of the Browns, but beat the Browns with confidence. Not a fluke. At that moment, it all started to sink in. It's cold. I'm freezing. You're freezing. They're losing to a team that plays in a dome that is closer to Mexico City than Washington, D.C. What are we doing? Why are we sitting in the cold if we're not at least rewarded with a win? And at that point, I decided, you know what? Switching sides. Call of Duty. I'm on their team now. Like, I'm all of a sudden, it's kind of like the Office episode when they can't decide if that one actress is hot. Do you remember the one I'm talking about? What's her name?
And they have the whole discussion.
Yeah.
Stanley Hudson gets into it.
I'm Kevin Malone. I switch sides, right?
It wasn't, would you do her?
It's, is she hot? That's my stance on this now. What was the actress's name? I remember when I watched that episode, I was like, I actually still have never heard of that actress before. Who is Hillary Swank still? I don't think I've ever actually seen her in anything. Okay. With that all being said, though, the Olympics are underway, so I want to let the audience build up for a few more minutes before we start today's show. What has been your favorite event at the Olympics? Hand up, I'm a avid Olympic lover. I have not consumed much of the Olympics so far. And I think there's always some factors that go into it. What you're doing in your life when the Olympics rolled around every 4 years. In 2016, I was in my dorm room as a freshman at college. It was like orientation week, and it was really easy just to be like, I'm going to sit in my dorm and watch some Olympics and not do homework. So I consumed a ton of Olympics 2016. 2021, that's COVID. That kind of gets thrown out the window for everyone, but I still watched a lot of it. This year, I don't think it's so much the time zone, although that's been a little bit of a factor. It's only been like 5 days, but I haven't watched much of the Olympics. I'll be honest.
Well, I feel like the lead up to the Olympics was so much like, here's everything that is probably going to go wrong here.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
Have you seen, like, they spent $1.5 billion on cleaning the Seine River, and then it rained so much that the sewage water got pushed into the river, and the E. coli levels are too high that they can't swim in the river like they plan to, and so it keeps getting canceled?
It's officially like they can't do it.
I don't know. That was the last I saw. I don't know if they're waiting they keep delaying the river swimming, or if they're just going to scrap it all together. I don't know what plan B is, but...
Well, and I saw also that they were letting boats still go up and down. It's like, how are you going to let that happen if you're trying to clean it up?
Yeah, that, and then also, the opening ceremonies was beyond just weird. What was that recreation of the Last Supper? Did anyone need a recreation of the Last Supper?
No.
I felt like it was a pretty good painting.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't like a religious dance. Like, it's better than I could ever do.
Yeah.
I didn't think we had to recreate it. That seemed weird and uncalled for. Like, no one asked for that.
Yeah, it was odd.
Yeah, you're just like ruffling feathers that came out of nowhere. That was just dumb. So I'm not like boycotting the Olympics, but I just really haven't been able to consume it that much. Plus, my desk in the office is parallel with the TV, so I just can't see it at all. So I can't even really watch it when I'm sitting at my desk doing work. Okay. I will say, Terrence, you're right. The USA Women Rugby ending was awesome.
It was the equivalent of a 99-yard walk-off touchdown as time expires.
I don't know much about rugby. I don't understand why the Australian women's was not. in a prevent defense. Like, there should be some similarities between football and rugby there. They were playing press man, blitzing, it looked like. No deep safety whatsoever.
Yeah, you gotta drop, JOK back at least.
The American woman just shed one tackle and was gone. That seems like a fireable offense. I would love for a rugby fan to give me, like, was that the Dolphins' miracle against the Patriots where they had Gronk lined up at tight end? And who was the running back that ran it in for a touchdown? He just retired a few days ago. Oh, my gosh. This is going to drive me insane. Someone help me in the chat. Who was the Dolphins running back that completed the miracle in Miami? He just retired a week ago. Kenyon Drake. Still got it. Okay. I saw Tim Green talk about this in the chat. So, Browns Report meet and greet. I'll be in the Cleveland area Thursday, August 1st. We'll be getting together at 12 p.m. Eastern at Masthead Brewing. So if you're in the area, would love if you could stop by, grab a bite to eat, get something to drink, talk Brownies, talk football. It's just a great way for me to try and meet some of the awesome viewers in person because to me, everyone is just like a YouTube name and a tiny little picture, which, you know what, that's cool for most of the time. But when you've been doing this for as long as I've been doing it, which is over 3 years now, it's great to kind of put some, faces to names. So if you're in the area, I would love if you could stop by Thursday, August 1. That's 2 days from now, 12 p.m. Eastern at Masthead Brewing in downtown Cleveland. All right, if you have anything you want to ask or share, use hashtag Browns or Super Chat. Jeremy Stallman getting on screen twice with his Super Chat. So if you want to get on screen, let me know. Tim Green, if I go, look for the old guy with a dirty shirt. Look for me in, like, all my polos. That's pretty much my wardrobe. Tim, by the way, did you see, I meant to email you because Tim over the spring was the MVP of an episode and got to pick a future episode topic. And he was like, hey, can we do some Browns history? So on Friday's episode, I think it was, we spent the second half of the show going over just some fun Browns history moments. And that video ended up being one of the most popular videos over the last couple of months. So everyone wanted to see what Tim Green was talking about this whole time. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, Tim. I really enjoyed making it. Okay, should we jump into what's on tap today? So the latest news and rumors with a little bit of a sneak peek right there, if you recognize the face. Training camp, I guess concerns. Concerns might not be the best word because I think when I scripted this, it started off with concerns, and then I kind of alleviated those concerns. And then we got a Browns versus Chiefs Madden sim, which, good news, Trace just came back from a bachelor party, so he did not actually run the sim. So we have a chance of winning this game. So
hey, for the record,
I like our chances.
We beat the Steelers last week.
That's
when I
right.
ran it.
You are now 1 in 5, I think.
Yes.
Okay. Should we jump into the show? I need a quick sip of water. Yeah, sure. I don't know where Ty Man is. Ty Man's kind of I wouldn't say graduated from us, but he's a little too cool for school right now for the Browns report.
Yeah, Tyman's been hanging out with a lot of chat sports channels, but
I'm not
he
gonna
needs
lie,
to know where his roots started.
That I'm getting a little bit jealous. Just gonna put that out there. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into a live Cleveland Browns report. Like the video if you haven't already. I'm sure you're probably getting tired of me reminding everyone, but this is the last time. This upcoming Thursday, August 1st, we're going to have a channel meet and greet, 12 p.m. Eastern at Masthead Brewing in downtown Cleveland. So if you're in the area, I would love if you could stop by, grab a bite to eat, get something to drink, talk Brownies with me. It's a great opportunity for me to put some of the faces to names that have been in the chat for so long. So would love it if you can join this Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern, Masthead Brewing. Welcome on into the Cleveland Browns report. Coming up on today's show, we're going to start off with the Browns' secret weapon. And it's not what you're probably thinking. JOK, Grant Delpit. No, I'm going a completely different direction. I'm going off the reservation. The Browns, I think, have a secret weapon in Mike Vrabel. Yes, the consultant. Not even an official coach on this team, but the way he is talked about and discussed and brought up in media press conferences with Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski, it's hard not to be excited about what the Browns have in Vrabel. So let's tune into what Kevin Stefanski said in his press conference on Tuesday about Mike Vrabel.
We have Vrabes really focusing with the offense. I mean, Vrabes, we're having him do a bunch of different things, and I know you guys are going to talk to him, and he can kind of, tell you what he's doing, but helps me a ton in all the head coaching areas. I can bounce things off of him, helps our personnel group because he's got a very good eye for personnel. And then I just think it's valuable to have a former defensive player, former defensive coach in the offensive meeting. So Vrabes is in there with us on offense kind of giving that perspective from a defensive side, and then in particular working with the tight ends when we get to an individual perspective.
Yeah, Vrabes is awesome. He's
Something
awesome.
that I've noticed over the last couple of practices and really going back to the spring is the Browns have 3 head coaches on their staff. Stefanski, Mike Vrabel, and Jim Schwartz, which sometimes can lead to too many cooks in the kitchen, which if anyone goes to bar trivia with a large team every so often, you know what I mean by that. But every single one of these coaches really seems to be loving their role. Jim Schwartz is at a place where it's kind of like head coach retirement or like a halfway house where he goes, you know what? I'm probably not going to be an NFL head coach again. So I don't mind kind of riding off into the sunset of my coaching career with just one thing in mind: killing opposing quarterbacks. And he's pretty darn good at it. Like, he seems to really embrace and love the role that he's in and not constantly searching to get out of the role he's in. Now, Vrabel's not quite in the same camp because he's definitely looking to become a head coach again. He was interviewing for head coaching vacancies just a few months ago. But as a consultant, like, listen to what Andrew Berry has to say about this too. It's not just me feeling this way.
Yeah, Vrabes is awesome. He's awesome. And we are lucky because I think, and you all probably see it, we're probably on borrowed time with him. But we're going to maximize it as much as possible. I think he has such a unique perspective because here's a former, all-pro player, coached it in Power 5 college, defensive coordinator, and then very, very successful head coach in Tennessee. So there's nothing that he hasn't seen or that he can't provide insight into, whether it's how we're practicing on the field, how we game plan, our player development and player support areas, how we think about, acquiring players, whether it's in the draft or free agency. So, we were certainly getting our money's worth with Mike, and we couldn't be more pleased to have him here with us.
Just to kind of piggyback off that, you mentioned you might be on borrowed time. So this is a guy that I think most people consider one of the top coaches in the league. So just to have that opportunity to bring him in, how exciting was that? And how quickly did you guys jump in?
It was pretty exciting because I remember when Kevin and I were talking about it, we were like, do you think he'd do this? Like, do you think he'd do this, or he's gonna maybe want to take the year off with his family? And so we kind of came in softly, tactfully, and it was from the very beginning, oh yeah, I'd love to do this. Yeah, that'd be great. It's pretty cool because we had known Mike from crossing Paresso Pass. Kevin was on a committee with him and everything, but to see him day to day, I mean, you would think he's a first-time NFL QC by how much he's sprinting up and down the field. So it's really, really awesome.
What type of energy does that bring to the guys then on the field that have been so involved to run around hands-on?
It's great. It's very competitive energy because Mike's a little bit of a trash talker sometimes, and he's a very active coach. So the guys love having him around.
With the changes
After listening to Stefanski and Berry. One, not to sound like a total simp, but every single time Andrew Berry speaks, it is so intoxicating because he's just so intelligent, and it's so relieving to know, man, do the Browns have the right guy at the wheel. And that's something they've been searching for in a head coach and GM duo since '99, and they've got it with Berry and Stefanski, and you don't need to second guess it. Two, when it comes to Vrabel in particular, I think he's going to be a huge asset this season. And I think that Vrabel is already showing how big of an asset he will be on the practice field, all of training camp. He's literally ending every single practice doing sprints with Jameis Winston because he wants to get, quote, these old bones moving along. But you just got to envision that Vrabel, with how great of a coach he was at Tennessee, and I think what a dumb decision it was by the Titans to fire him after one season where things didn't go to plan because, or I guess 1.5 seasons, but a lot of injuries and poor quarterback play that were somewhat out of his control. Like, to me, that seemed like a premature pull of the plug. But Vrabel, just the ability he has to hone in on individuals and get the best out of them. Like, think about it this way. Stefanski has always been a bit more of a tactician. Like, when you start, this might go above some people's heads, though, NCAA coach dynasty mode, you get to pick one of 3 options: recruiter, tactician, or motivator. And I think Andrew Berry is a great recruiter, right? He's put together an awesome roster. I think Stefanski's a great tactician. I do think he is a good play caller, and sure, he might overcomplicate it at times, but overall, I do think he, from an X's and O's standpoint, is brilliant. But Vrabel's your motivator. And that's probably the last thing that was missing from Stefanski. And I think it speaks volumes that Stefanski recognized, like, hey, I'm not a perfect head coach. So if Vrabel can kind of fill in some of the gaps that I'm not the best at, that's just going to make this football team better. And that's what makes me so excited about Vrabel's addition to this roster. Now, I also think it's important to note that Mike Vrabel himself said he will have no role on game day. And this goes back to what I said earlier about having too many cooks in the kitchen. Like, you don't want Mike Vrabel, like, on the sideline, maybe contradicting what Stefanski would do or say, because Vrabel's, like, old habits of being a head coach is kicking in, and now you're getting conflicting messaging and instructions from 2 guys on the sideline. No. Stefanski's still the head coach. He's still in charge on Sundays. But Vrabel's going to make sure guys are getting ready from Monday to Saturday. And that's going to be a huge, awesome improvement for this team and for this roster. Now, before we look at the rest of today's show, I do want to tell everyone about our friends over at Game Time. Today's show is sponsored by Game Time. If you love summer baseball and want to catch a Guardians game or any other major league team in your area, you're going to want to give Game Time a shot. With Game Time, you can take the guessing work out of buying MLB tickets because they are an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which means getting tickets easier and faster. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. Now, one thing I really like about Game Time are their flash deals. You can save even more with exclusive in-app deals on select seats ahead of the game or event. So download the Game Time app today, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last-minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I put all that information in the comments and description of today's video. Second storyline subject I want to tackle. What's the plan without Nick Chubb? Because the Browns, Andrew Berry specifically, spoke to the media about rough return timelines for guys like Greg Newsome and Dalvin Tomlinson, who he thinks can be back for week 1. But when asked about Chubb, he didn't seem to have that much confidence in Chubb being back for week 1. So let's just discuss the possibility of Chubb not being ready for week 1, because it doesn't appear like the Browns have a ton of optimism. So let's say Nick Chubb stays on the PUP list. If you do not get off the PUP list when roster cutdown day comes around, you get moved from the active PUP list to the reserve PUP list, which means you have to miss a minimum of 4 weeks to start the season. So that's kind of like a worst case, and we'll talk more about that in a second. But let's just remind everyone what the Browns have in their running back stable. Jerome Ford, Deontay Foreman, and Pierre Strong are your top 3 backs afterwards. Nyheim Hines, I think, is pretty much exclusively in a special teams role. So my prediction is if the Browns do not have Nick Chubb for the first few weeks of the season, Jerome Ford will be the primary back on first and second down. Pierre Strong, I know that people have mentioned as like in rotation with Jerome Ford, but truth be told, I don't think the Browns are going to be running the ball all that much to give enough touches for there to be a balance between Ford and Strong. They didn't bring Ken Dorsey in to help out Deshaun Watson to just turn around and go, but you know who needs touches? Pierre Strong Jr. Now, so I think it's Ford on first and second, Pierre Strong Jr. for receiving downs or receiving situations, and Deontay Foreman will be that Kareem Hunt of goal line packages, 3rd and inches, just put it in his gut, and have him drive the pile forward. Ultimately, if they don't have Nick Chubb, they're probably not going to be a high run rate team. They're going to be passing the ball a lot. They'll check the box of running it from time to time so the offense doesn't become too predictable. But I don't think you're going to see a good amount of touches going around all three other backs. I think you're going to see an uptick in passing. Now, you can look at the stats last year. Deontay Foreman, the most notable addition in terms of offseason acquisitions in the running back room, really the only one. And last year for the Bears, he kind of flirted between being a healthy scratch and being injured and missing time. But the Browns, they're confident, at least they are publicly confident, as they should be, in the other three backs. Now, the plausible worst-case scenario, like I mentioned earlier, is 4 weeks without Nick Chubb. If he stays on the PUP list, he has to miss a minimum of 4 weeks, and then a 5-week practice window opens up. I don't think, and this is a little bit of wishful thinking, but a little bit of honest thinking as well, I don't think Nick Chubb will be placed on the reserve PUP list. I don't think the Browns are going to shut him down for a minimum of 4 weeks. If you guys recall, when OBJ was coming back from his torn ACL, the Browns could have kept OBJ on the PUP list or placed him on IR. And if you place a guy on IR to start the season, they're out the first 4 weeks. They didn't do that because they felt like he'd be back at least by week 3. And sure enough, he came back for the 3rd week of the season. Same thing happened with Jack Conklin. My guess is the Browns won't want to put themselves in a spot where they can't have Nick Chubb's services if he's ready earlier than expected, because they didn't want to waste a roster spot on him. I think they're willing to gamble on, yeah, Chubb might miss the first 2, maybe 3 weeks, but the moment we can get him back, we want him back. And if that happens to be the 4th week, we'll burn a roster spot on him for the first 3 weeks because he's that valuable to us. Now, before we wrap up today's show, I just want to show some love to those of you that subscribe to the channel, helped us reach 35,000 subscribers. Believe me, it does not get lost on me how much this channel has grown over the last 3 years. So Jack, Brian Wagner, Brandon Campbell, Keith Blackwell, thank you guys so much for joining the channel, helping us get over that hump of 35K. And if you want a shout out on a future episode, make sure to hit that sub button down below. All right, last storyline we got to go over. Dome. I think everyone's not getting tired of this conversation, but they're getting tired of how slowly the updates are progressing, and they're like, just tell us what's going to happen. I don't really need to be involved in this really boring episode of Game of Thrones with a bunch of dialogue and no battles. Like, that's kind of what's going on with the Browns Dome situation. But it appears to be gaining more and more momentum. So here's what Andrew Berry said to the media on Monday when asked about the Dome potential.
So I'll say, first and foremost, from a football standpoint, any solution is like, we're a yes, like two thumbs up, because any solution where we're improving our home environment, where we're improving the fan experience, like, that's going to be great for us regardless of where, we're outdoors and indoors. I know, ownership, Dave Jenkins, our local politicians are hard at work on a solution. If you're asking my opinion personally, I personally think that we are like paying these guys to be athletes as opposed to gladiators. So I'd prefer like the Dome solution. I'd prefer to be indoors. I think that's better for the team. And I also think being in the Midwest, with the elements and everything, it's better for our fans as well. It creates a better fan experience late in the year when we're making those playoff pushes. But I do want to emphasize, any solution's a good solution. We're happy whether it's a renovation, a build, whatever, because it just means that our home environment is that much more of a home field advantage here in Cleveland.
Andrew, you mentioned.
I know that adding a dome stadium is not something that everyone can agree on because it comes with some pros and cons. The biggest con is it would likely result in the team or the stadium moving out to the suburbs and not being in Cleveland. I don't know how else to say it other than a dome stadium is coming. One way or the other, it's going to happen. Whether that means the city of Cleveland and maybe the county and or state pony up a little bit more money because the Haslams, although being billionaires, still want to split the cost some way. at some point, the Browns and the ownership are going to get what they want. And they want a dome stadium. They may try and play both sides to keep everyone happy for as long as possible. But when that day comes where there's a fork in the road and they have to make a decision, they're turning to whichever way says dome stadium here. Now, I was team no dome. That's not AFC North football. It's not grit. It's not physical. It's not violent. It's candy ass. It's Southern. Until a Southern team like the Saints came and knocked the Browns out of the playoffs in December. That's when I decided, all right, I'm switching sides. Because I'm not going to sit in the cold and watch them lose to a team from New Orleans if this is the price of an outdoor stadium, when we could at least be comfortable and watch them lose to a team from New Orleans. Plus, not that Deshaun Watson and a dome could overlap too much. I mean, this dome could be 5 years away, and I'm not going to, look in a crystal ball and look that far in the future, but quarterbacks play better in a dome. That's just a fact. So do you guys want a dome stadium? I'll turn it over to you to kind of wrap up the video. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no down in the comment section. Yes or no to a dome stadium. I'm typing Y for yes. I will say, though, the one reasoning that people use for adding a dome that I don't agree with is you can get so many events, Final Fours, Super Bowls. The Vikings got a dome stadium. They got the Super Bowl. They got the Final Four. I don't think either one of those events plan on going back to Minnesota. So don't sell people this lie of it's going to bring in so much stuff like Super Bowls and Final Fours. Drop the S. You get one. Does anyone think the Final Four is going back to Minneapolis anytime soon? Or the NFL is bringing the Super Bowl back to Minneapolis? Probably not. If they do, it's probably going to be for another 20 years. So that, I never agree with that logic. That is just untrue. And I also think with how big of a success the Super Bowl was in Vegas last year, the NFL is very quick to react to good news and put things in motion. Wow, we dominated Christmas Day because it happened to fall on one of our days. Next year's on a Wednesday. No, we're still going to play on Christmas Day. Does anyone think the NFL wouldn't rule out just a permanent rotation of like 3 cities? Las Vegas, SoFi, and maybe Glendale? Whichever places are the best hosts for a Super Bowl, and just ping pong between those 3 cities and move the draft to every other city that gets upset about it? All right, let's pick up Trizzy Trace here to pick a card.
I'm going to go with the 7 of diamonds.
7 of diamonds?
Let's do it.
All right, I'm going to go with the 6 of hearts. Here we go.
Come on, give me something good.
No. Anyone getting this chat right? No. 9 of spades.
Dang.
9 of spades. All right, that will do it for us on today's episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'll see everyone Thursday, August 1st, 12 p.m. Eastern, Masthead Brewing in Cleveland. We got a boatload of Super Chats to catch up on, Trizzy Trace. Joshua Miller with a $5 Super Chat. Let's go. Of all of Jim Schwartz's coaching stops, is this the best defense he has coached? Maybe a future topic question. He took a Lions defense that was the worst in the NFL in 2000. His first year there was 2008, I think it was. And he got them to a good spot. Having Ndamukong Suh probably helped a lot, but that was impressive. The Eagles' defense he inherited that he won a Super Bowl with was already a solid defense. They weren't bad by any stretch. The Bills were also in a good spot-ish, right? They were kind of coming off the Rex Ryan. I'm getting my timeline in order. So I'd say that, I mean, it's hard to say the best because he inherited Myles Garrett, like Denzel Ward. He inherited some really good players, but he got them to number 1 in his first year. It's hard to do better than that. So I'd say yes, but we got to see it probably over a longer period of time than just 1 year. Josh, as always, appreciate your questions. David Botner with a $10 Super Chat. Let's go, David. Really appreciate what you guys do. Exceptional work. Can't wait to have you guys streaming while I'm watching the game live this season. Much appreciation. David, cheers to you. These comments always make my day. Thank you so much, man. Football can't get here soon enough because it's not here yet. Trace would like to disagree. He's usually the captain of football is back for the first preseason game.
So I've I've flipped my opinion, similar to how you flipped your opinion. I'm kind of with you that training camp and preseason aren't really football. It's like watching Little League football. You know, it's not the same.
In order for football to be back, here's why I don't like that expression. If football is back, then when the regular season starts, you can't say again, football is back. And that's what everyone does.
Great point.
No, football is back only once. And it's when the regular season starts. And here's how I know that. No one here watches other preseason games. We all watch other regular season games.
That's a good point.
Point number 2, this Thursday, NFL Hall of Fame game, Bears-Texans. Everyone's going to have the first quarter on. This will be a game that if your significant other at halftime says, hey, can we switch the channel to this? You won't say no.
And if you do say no, you're not going to argue it that hard.
Yeah. If they're like, can we please watch this instead? You'll be like, you know what? I'll pretend like I really wanted to watch this so that it looks like I'm getting brownie points. But in reality, I'm perfectly fine to put on Love is Blind. Like, that's how you know football's not back. David, thank you so much, man. Jeremy Stallman with a $10 super chat. Hey, shout out Joshua Miller. If he is not on the MVP board, please put him on. He is always supporting the chat. Let's peek the board. Josh is absolutely always supporting the chat. But Joshua Miller was the 3rd addition to the MVP board. So, Jeremy, if you'd like to put someone else on, by all means, feel free to substitute that with another name. Joshua Miller, absolutely a member of the MVP board. But, Jeremy, shout out to you for being the chat philanthropist. No other way to put it. If you were in a fraternity, you know the philanthropy chair has the worst job in the world. But Jeremy would be an awesome philanthropy chair.
That and the finance chair.
Oh, the finance chair.
Make him pay your dues.
Yeah. Josh, AB goes back in time. Name one decision he changes. I would say, I don't know. I really don't know. I'm not saying this from a place of knowledge. If he had, again, I think he would have been a bigger pursuit. That's not a word. I think he would have pursued DeAndre Hopkins more. There. It didn't go well with DPJ last year. He was a non-factor, let's be honest. He got traded. He didn't produce much. I'm not sure how much the Browns passed on DeAndre Hopkins because they felt like they would get more out of Donovan Peoples-Jones. Now, of course, I don't think DeAndre Hopkins would have changed much of last year because the whole point of signing him would have been to pair him back with Deshaun Watson, and then Watson got hurt. So I don't know if that's one he looks at and goes, man, that could have changed the whole season for us. That's definitely one thing that comes to mind. Draft-wise, he hasn't picked early. I mean, probably pick Tristan Wirfs over Jed Wills. That's probably one he'd like to undo. But I would love to know how serious they ever were about Hopkins. And if they were serious but decided to back off, do they look back and go, man. I mean, they got Jerry Jeudy now. They probably wouldn't have Jeudy. Or it'd be a very different wide receiver. So, hard to say. Jeremy Stallman with a $10 super chat. Damn, it's 101 here in Colorado, but the ball is flying great. Altitude and warm air, balls move a lot further. Playing with Pukes Burger Steelers fans, watching them choking on their balls as if they will this season. Epic. That's incredible, Jeremy. I love that. Oh, keep hitting them long and straight, Jeremy. Go Brownies. You're serving us proud. Appreciate you. Sal, what's going on, my man? Can't be there in person on Thursday, Pete. Use this for your first beer on me. Thanks for your channel and insight. Sal, thank you so much, dude. It's always great to see you, especially during the live chats of our watch parties. I still remember the first time Sal joined a watch party, he was at a Browns backers, no, not a Browns backers bar. I take that back. He was at a bar watching the Browns-Chargers game in San Diego, and he was surrounded by enemies. And he's like, I don't know what the circumstances were for you to have me on at a bar. Unless you had headphones with you, probably wouldn't be very optimal. But ever since then, Sal's been a mainstay every Sunday. So, go Brownies. Cheers to you, Sal. We'll miss you for sure on Thursday. Jeremy, Sal, I second that. It's beer 30. It's, one second. Sal, I second that. It's beer 30 somewhere. Oh, I felt really dumb for a moment there. I never heard that one before.
I've always heard it's beer 15 or it's shot o'clock or it's shot 45 and yeah.
I'm going to steal that one.
It's a good one.
And I probably won't give credit, Jeremy, but in my mind I will give you credit. But when people get a chuckle out of it, I'll pass it off as an original thought. Jeremy, thank you as always, dude. Here's beer for Cool Guy Called Zone. I don't know if Cool Guy is 21. I feel like Cool Guy recently shared a high school graduation with us. I think that was last year. So, Cool Guy, let me know if you're 21. Not that I'm a police officer or a narc, but I don't know if I can, across the YouTube platform, endorse underage drinking. It's always beer 30 for Tim Green. Okay, are we ready to jump into our second segment? We got a fun segment. It's about training camp and some of the deeper, rumors and overall impressions that people have come away with after 1 week of training camp. Shot 15 and beer 30. Okay, I like it. Cool Guy. I've been a fan since 99, so what do you want that info? So Cool Guy is 20. Okay. By that, do you mean you were born in 99? Because then that's very easy to deduce. But I guess either way, you'd still be over 21. So Cool Guy's in the clear. I feel bad. I just made Cool Guy sound like an adolescent. There's some 25-year-old hanging out. He's like, what the fuck is this guy's problem? Act like I'm 19 years old. I've got hair in my chest, Petey. Okay, here we go. Let's jump into the live show, part 2. Coming up on today's show, we're going to break down some of the Browns training camp notes and analysis and insight that came out of a really interesting article from ESPN where they sent some of their best and some of my favorite reporters they have to just a few different training camp locations and had them kind of sit down, talk with coaches, players, GMs, and write what they've seen after a week, somewhat from a non-biased perspective, whereas sometimes a local beat reporter might try to be a little bit more on the optimistic side, half glass full, just to kind of get a good following and viewership around them. So, first thing I want to talk about is Ken Dorsey and him not calling plays, because that was something that Dan Graziano noticed and talked to Andrew Berry about, which is, hey, if Dorsey was brought in and he's not going to call plays, not what is he going to do, because an offensive coordinator that's not a play caller still has plenty on their plate, but also, what's he going to do? And here's what Berry said. As an OC, he's always had a top 10 offense. He really turned Josh Allen's career, and Cam Newton was an MVP under his tutelage. He's a really good quarterback guy, a really good pass game guy, and then just philosophically, we wanted to be better in the drop back game, the RPO game, and really kind of expand our use of motion in our core concepts, and also increase our tempo. Those are all areas where Ken has excelled everywhere he's been. So let's break some of those parts of the offense down that Andrew Berry talked about. I want to start off by acknowledging that Deshaun Watson practicing, and who remembers and who probably got tired of me preaching about this for so many months leading up to training camp, that it's so important for Watson to be here for the start of camp. This is why. Look at all the things Andrew Berry just listed. Not just one thing, but a lot of things that they want to see improvement, or more importantly, change. Not just improvement, but philosophically changing up your scheme. You want your starting quarterback to be getting live reps during that change and not playing catch up when the regular season starts. But let's tackle it kind of bit by bit. Let's start with the RPO, run pass option. If you played NCAA, you know how hard that can be. Look at the Browns the last 2 years under Stefanski. And what I've got here is all the quarterbacks, not just Deshaun Watson, all the quarterbacks, the RPO completions and attempts. And look at the difference between the Browns and the Bills. I mean, the Bills last year, with Ken Dorsey serving as the OC for half the year, 70 RPO attempts. In 2022, 62. I mean, that's more than double than what the Browns did in 2022. So if the Browns plan on adding more RPO to their offense, Ken Dorsey is a great addition to help smooth out some of the bumps, because he's got plenty of experience doing that with Josh Allen in Buffalo. Now, when it comes to no huddle, this stat is a little bit misleading. The Browns last year ran a no huddle offense 6.1% of the time. That ranked 24th in the NFL. you want to take a guess at who was 32nd in the NFL in no huddle? The Kansas City Chiefs. So if the Chiefs don't do it, why would anyone do it? Well, the Chiefs don't need to do it because the Chiefs don't find themselves trailing in the fourth quarter very often, needing to run a 2-minute drill, no huddle offense. So sometimes the no huddle can be a bigger indicator of, hey, which teams are trailing a lot and need to get a pep in their step and get a move on. But if you're looking for just some data point, the Browns are in the back of the pack of running a no huddle offense last year. So with all that being said, I'd prefer, and I know the Browns have not given a concrete answer one way or the other, for Deshaun Watson to play some in the preseason. I would prefer that his first live snap after going under shoulder surgery and not playing since the Ravens game last year, not to be against Micah Parsons and the Cowboys. I'd like to see Deshaun Watson kind of shake the rust off, but also kind of get back into a rhythm and get back to playing live football at some point in the preseason. Maybe it's just one series, but just to kind of get that feeling back and go like, okay, I know this. It's been a little while. It's been 10 months, and it's been, 6-7 months for pretty much everyone that didn't play in the Super Bowl. But for Watson, it's been a little bit longer. And then you add in how much football he missed before that injury. I think it's important just to get the guy in the field. Like, don't play this game of, we don't want him to get hurt. Like, he's got to play football for you. So I'd like to see him kind of shake the cobwebs in August and not September. So what is your confidence level in 2024 Deshaun Watson? Scale it 1 to 10 for me. For me, I'd put myself on the much more confident side. I'll put myself at a 7.3. Like, I think that Deshaun Watson's going to have the best year yet, which, the bar is not super high after 2 seasons, 7 touchdowns a pop, only played 6 games in each year. So I think we're going to see the best version of Watson yet in Cleveland, and I'm very confident in that too. Now, before we get to the rest of today's show, I do want to tell everyone about our awesome friends over at Game Time. If you want to catch a Guardians game, a Browns preseason game, or any other concerts in your area, you're going to want to give Game Time a shot. Now, Game Time is an authorized ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the Game Time app actually go down the closer it gets to the first pitch. Now, one thing I love about Game Time is they offer the Game Time guarantee. If you find tickets in the same section and row for less, Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. So take the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account and redeem code CHAT Sports for $20 off. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. So let's switch gears a little bit and talk about Deshaun Watson specifically, as Dan Graziano also highlighted a really interesting part of what he observed during training camp. And here's what he wrote. Berry pointed out to me that the Browns threw the ball on 41% of their first downs in games started by Watson last season. But in games started by Joe Flacco, that number was 60%. Stefanski downplayed that, pointing out that one of Watson's games was a rainy outing against Cincinnati, and another one in which he left after 5 throws due to injury, the Colts game. So Stefanski does bring some really important context to that stat. But if the Browns are not exploring, but are planning on being more aggressive on first downs, because usually teams approach first downs, at least old-fashioned wise, as follows. Hey, run the ball on first down so that you get yourself in second and more manageable compared to 2nd and 10 if you find yourself with an incompleted pass. Then you feel obligated to throw on 2nd and 10. And if that's incomplete, now you're at 3rd and long. So before it was run, pass. Now you're starting to see teams go, you know what? If they're expecting run, let's pass. So let's compare the Browns the last 2 years with Stefanski as the play caller to Ken Dorsey in Buffalo. And look at the first down passing. Last year, Cleveland, 228 attempts, only completing 57% of their passes. Now, the Bills not far off from that. Now, this part's not completely on coaching, but Look at the sizable jump in completion percentage, though. Not quite sure what Dorsey was dialing up, but clearly it was more successful than the Browns. And yes, having Josh Allen's a major factor in that, but I don't think 100% of that difference can be attributed to the quarterback. 2022, only 184 pass attempts on first down compared to Buffalo, with Dorsey being the OC the entire season, 243 attempts. So if the plan is to be more aggressive on first down, then Ken Dorsey is a great mind to have in the building to make sure they are successful when preparing for that all week long. Now, having said all this, what does that mean for Nick Chubb? Because if the previous plan was run on first down, run on second down, and pass on third down, then what's going to happen with Nick Chubb? Like, look at Nick Chubb's stats, first, second, third, and fourth down. Does anyone notice when he gets a lot of his touches? I mean, this is not just unique to Nick Chubb, but 764 carries on first down. Look at the drop-off to second down. It's not even close. 401 carries. I was surprised to see how few carries in his entire NFL career. Just 60 carries on third down. Nick Chubb has played a lot of games. Now, in Nick Chubb's career, he averages 16.1 carries per game. So, if on average he's getting 16 carries a game, and a good chunk of those carries come on first down, and the Browns are now planning on being a much more air-happy offense on first down, where does Nick Chubb get his touches? The answer is partially we'll have to wait and see, but my guess is Nick Chubb is not going to see a sizable drop in usage. I don't think he's going to average 16 carries a game this season, but I think the Browns' plan for Nick Chubb is, hey, you're just going to get a lot more of the touches than you did before, and there's not going to be much of a split or rotation with the other backs. So you'll still get over 10 carries a game, and we'll still work you in on first downs because we're not passing 100% of the time. But if we pass the ball on first down 15, 20% more than we did last year, that 15, 20% is coming out of your touches, which is probably where you see Nick Chubb go from 16 carries down to like 12 to 13 carries. And that might not seem like a big jump for just one game, but multiply that over 17, that's a lot of touches. Now, before we wrap up today's video, if you enjoyed our episode today, before you leave, reminder to go ahead and like the video. It really does help grow the channel. If the channel gets a lot of likes, YouTube sees that, and they're like, wow, this is a really fun channel. Let's show it to more Browns fans. And then we get more eyeballs, more subscribers, more studio space, more content. And to think, it all starts with a simple like. Trizzy Trace, which card do you want to go with?
Give me the 7 of hearts.
7 of hearts?
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to go with the Queen of clubs. I'm feeling good about this one, too.
I kind of like yours.
Dude, you want to switch?
No, I'm
Okay.
not gonna fade. I'm not gonna back down here.
No. 2 of clubs. So I was kind of not right, but at least in the right galaxy. All right, that will do it for us on today's show. Thank you all so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it, and we'll see everyone next time. All right. Who's ready for the big shebang? Madden time. We are entering week 15 of the Madden world. Can you believe it?
It feels like this Madden season's flying by.
Yeah. Did anyone get the card right? No. No one was even close. Ghostface is here. Good to see you. All right. Tim Green, what is the status on the onside kick rules now? I'm seeing a lot of displeasure on other channels. So I did see this recent, I wouldn't say, I don't know if it's a reminder or if it's a change to the rule or if this has been the rule the whole time, but I'm seeing now onside kicks. I'm like, is it now as in today, or this was part of the rule change back in April and it's just being refreshed today? But this was always the case with onside kicks, that there are no more surprise onside kicks. That's just completely taken out of the game. I don't know if it's new or if it's always been the case and it's just being resurfaced. You can only do onside kicks in the fourth quarter. and you can only do them if you're trailing. And you have to announce an onside kick because they have to line up for an onside kick. So that's kind of part of the no more surprise onside kicks. But as much of a bummer as it will be to take away surprise onside kicks, how often do they happen? I can't remember the last Browns surprise onside kick. Like, the only one that comes to my mind is the Saints in the Super Bowl.
That's the only surprise.
Yeah.
Surprise onside kick I can think of.
So, like...
Because, even other onside kicks, it's like, you could kind of expect it. It's fourth quarter.
So, cool guy, you say that takes the fun out of the game. Okay, sure. Surprise onside kicks are fun. You know what else is fun? Regular kick returns, which have been taken out of the game. So, if surprise onside kicks is the victim to returns being brought back, I'll make that swap. I'll make that trade. I'd make that deal. You make that deal?
I'd make that deal.
Jeremy Stallman with a $50 super chat. Let's go, Jeremy. Sorry, I won't make it to the meet up in Cleveland. Because I will be flying. But here to everyone that shows up, let's go Browns. Jeremy Stallman picking up a couple of appetizers. Do you want to look up the menu there, and we could start letting Jeremy pick out some apps with all of his generous contributions to the channel? I love scouting out good appetizers. I'm a big, you know what? If you're dining with me, you're getting an appetizer. We got some good apps. Oh, you look into, yeah. There's nothing better than when you sit down and maybe you're not dining with people that you're super familiar with, and waiter comes by and says, "Can you guys start on the appetizers?" And someone just jumps in with one. You're like, "Oh my God, I didn't want to sound like the fat ass, but yeah, I'd love an appetizer." I'm that guy.
Oh,
I'll take one for the team
Buffalo
if I have to be embarrassed.
Pizza.
Okay, we love some good pizza appetizers.
You got some sandwiches.
Okay.
So you got everything pretzel, bacon dip, goat cheese stuffed dates, hummus.
I like hummus.
Pizzas. There's a lot of pizzas. Salads.
That's not a good appetizer.
That's not a good appetizer.
I would never order salad.
No.
If someone orders mozzarella sticks, I love them. My favorite's probably like cheese curds.
Yeah, it's a good one.
When it comes to
safe
appetizers, what I don't like is if everyone just gets one thing. I want to keep going back in. Like if you get wings, everyone gets like 2 wings. I don't want that. I want to have 8 to 10 of some item. Okay. Here we go. Are we ready to start our Madden stream? Browns hosting the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm excited. Okay. As Trace gets ready for this one, make sure to like today's video. If you're just tuning in, would really appreciate it. Tim Green calamari with lemon. I like calamari. I don't order calamari. Not that I dislike it or anything, but I can usually find something I like more. That's kind of my piece with calamari. I'm also like, this will sound like a bad food take, and Trace has heard me say this before. I don't love Italian food because I always just end up getting pizza.
Great take.
Pizza's awesome. So
it's so good.
If pizza is sharing a menu with pasta, I take pizza every single time. So I end up very rarely getting pasta. So I'm not a huge I love going to Italian restaurants. I'm getting pizza. I don't give a shit if I look like a 12-year-old. Okay. Josh, chicken fingers and fries. That's an awesome appetizer too. So many great apps. So many great selections. Okay, let's jump into our Madden sim. Chiefs in Cleveland. Madden time here as the 7-5-1 Browns go up against the Kansas City Chiefs. 9-4 years so far for KC. So right about where they were this time last year. Now, the AFC North has been rocky so far. I'm not really sure if this is going to be an accurate representation of this year, but this is what Madden cooked up. Browns 7-5-1. Bengals 6-6-1. They got that tie with Cincinnati. Ravens at 6-7 is a huge surprise. And then the Steelers at 5-8 is not a surprise to me. So who do you got in this game today? Browns, Chiefs, give me a B for Brownies, give me a C for Chiefs. I only want to see a billion Bs in the comment section below. So start spamming B for me as the intro to the Madden game rolls. Let's go Brownies. It is a frosty day in Northeast Ohio, Trace. The snow is on the ground as Deshaun Watson and company get set for Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. Quick reminder, this is Madden 24 with updated rosters of Madden 25. So we got jerseys like this, but so be it. Browns versus Chiefs. I'm excited. Patrick Mahomes and company coming to KC for, the first time in a long time. Here we go. Deshaun Watson, who's been excellent, by the way, in the Madden world. I don't know if he's been MVP good, but he's been very good. He has lived up to the billing of what the Browns gave up for him and then awarded him in a contract. Start spamming B. Stefanski's chilly. Deshaun Watson's riling up the troops. Let's go, boys. Looks like Valley Forge out there. The British are on the other side, or I guess the Hessians are really on the other side. Sneak attack. Here we go. Jeremy Stallman hanging out with us. Good to see you. What's that? What? Whoa. Just got some intel put in my ear. Chat sports rumors. I can't share just yet. Or probably ever. Hope I didn't do anything wrong. Yeah. Okay. I got to get that out of my head right now. No, that's fine. I will add that this person kind of gave me a death glare today. And I was like, that's kind of weird. Not a death glare, but okay. Back to the Madden game. Enough of the chat sports rumors. The return sucks. When I play NCAA now, I never let my guy take it out. I fair catch every time. It's automatic 25-yard line. At best, you get to what? 26, 27?
Rarely are you going to get to the 30.
Yeah, oh God, no. That is non-existent.
All right, Browns fans, I need everyone to type, "Here we go, Brownies, here we go, woo, woo, here we go, Brownies, here we go, woo, woo."
We got Patrick Mahomes lining up in the gun. From their own 20. Mahomes looking, throwing. He is broken up. Let's go. Nice play made. That looks like Ronnie Hickman, I believe. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Not going to lie, when Patrick Mahomes, and he's earned this, drops back to pass, I'm always thinking, oh shit, the longer he holds it. Now, usually for other quarterbacks, it's like, all right, good, we can sack him now. That's usually not the case with Patty Mahomes. 2nd and 10, Mahomes down the right sideline. That is incomplete. And there's an injured KC offensive lineman too, so just a bad sequence. I'm not sure who that is, but they seem to be in some discomfort. 3rd and 10. Spam those threes. Let's go. Spam those threes. Get those threes in the chat. Third down. Did Andy Reid look skinny to you guys in this game? He lost some weight, and I thought he put it back on, which Andy Reid's better the fatter he is. 3rd and 10. Mahomes, once again, looking. Flushed out of the pocket. He will chuck it out of bounds. Incomplete. The Browns force a quick 3 and out. Let's go. Mahomes is rattled. Rattled.
Hey, dude can't play in the snow.
No, Kansas City, warm weather. That, by the way, not to go off topic here, that's got to be the worst weather in the country. They have sweltering hot summers and freezing cold winters. Impossible to be that, hot and cold. Oh, boy. Punt return starting at the 30, and it'll stop at the 35.
This would be a really good time for the Browns to go and score a touchdown.
So Deshaun Watson and company, by the way, usually the producer has seen parts of the game or at least knows the outcome of the game. Do you know the outcome of the game? So we're all watching this for the first time. I always am watching for the first time, but usually the producer who recorded it knows it. But this time Trace didn't record it. Someone else did. So it's a brand new movie for all of us. First and 10. Here we go. Deshaun Watson will line up under center from his own 35, takes the snap. It's a drop back. Watson with time, planting, throwing incomplete. Was looking for Chubb, just not on target, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Carson Wentz, yeah. If he gets a Super Bowl ring, I don't think he should actually get it. Doesn't feel like Carson Wentz is someone who should ever get a ring. Although, I take that back. He already has one. Nick Foles got him one. That was stupid of me. That was a dumb moment. 2nd and 10, it's a run for Chubb. This is going basically nowhere. Gain of 1. 3rd and 9. 3rd down. Quiet. Offense is at work. I love when the Jumbotron puts that up. Quiet. Offense is at work. It's usually like a construction logo, too. 3rd and 9. In the gun. Watson. Good protection. Will tuck it and run. He has some space. Watson is taken down. 2 yards shy of the line to gain. Good tackle by Drew Tranquill. He's one of the better off-ball linebackers, and you saw why. It looked like Watson had, good job, Chubb, just right there. So 4th and 2, and this might be the first time in Madden. Look how skinny Reed is. Ozempic Andy Reed. That we saw both teams punt on their opening series. High into the Cleveland sky, the return across the 15, out to the 20, and stop before the 25. So Mahomes will be backed up for a second straight drive. Early here in the first quarter, scoreless. Do we have ourselves a defensive showdown?
We could, and I'm not going to lie. I couldn't see the punt returner until the ball was in his hands. So that was the white on the snow made it kind of tough. I can only imagine what the quarterback is seeing right now.
1st and 10. Mahomes in the gun. Takes the snap. It's a run up the gut. Pacheco, good gain. 1st down and more. Isaiah Pacheco, gain of 12. JOK's unhappy. Kansas City breaks the huddle at their own 36. Snap to Mahomes. He looks around. Throwing down the right sideline. That's broken up. Mahomes has not completed a pass today. I'd love to know the longest Patrick Mahomes has started a game without a completion. Like, how many attempts has it taken him to get his first completion? I doubt it's more than 5. Can you envision Mahomes starting off 0 for 6? It's hard for any quarterback to start off 0 for 6. 2nd and 10, that one is completed, and it's a gain of 6. So 3rd and 4, here we go. Span those threes. Jordan Hicks on the stop. 3rd down. Let's get a stop. Let's get a stop. 3rd and 4. In the gun. Mahomes with time. Throwing deep. Oh, no. Oh, no. Kadarius Toney? Is that who I think that is? Oh, that sucks. There is nothing worse than a big completion on 3rd down. You feel like you're about, like, on 2nd down, okay. You're like, whoa, didn't see that one coming. 3rd down, just the swing of emotions to, we're about to get off the field to, they have 1st and goal now? How did that happen? From the 10, Mahomes will drop back. He is pressured. He will run with it, and he slides. Gets about half the distance needed, 2nd and goal. Come on, boys. Mahomes in the gun. From the 6. Oh, I saw that false start too. False start on the right tackle. Who replaced? Wasn't Donovan Smith their right tackle last year? But he's not there anymore. He went to the Bengals, right? That's what Madden's good for. It's a good reminder of some of the free agent moves. 2nd and goal. Mahomes throwing, end zone, caught, touchdown. Travis Kelce. In a homecoming type game, Kelce is the first one to score. The only good thing about this is that even in Madden, they don't have the capabilities to go to Taylor Swift in the box. So we do not get to see Taylor Swift's box. Oh, that was, okay. He came over from Jacksonville. I thought he was their left tackle, but no, Smith was the left tackle last year. Or did they move him? Okay. I think they moved Juwan Taylor from left tackle to right tackle. Or Donovan Smith last year was the left tackle the whole time. Yeah, Wanya Morris, Tennessee legend, transferred to Oklahoma. 7-0 bad guys. I can't get over skinny Andy Reid. Listen, Andy Reid can't have all the rings and be skinny. It's one or the other. All right, while they're getting ready for the kickoff here, make sure you get yourself a Browns t-shirt combo, 40% off at chatsports.com/CLE combo. I put that link in the comments and description of today's video. Get yourself a Browns t-shirt combo today, 40% off. As we go back to Nyheim Hines, returning a kick. This is not going to go well. He doesn't even get to the 25. So Watson and company will trot back on the field, trailing 7-0 this time. Little over 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Elijah Moore's been relatively quiet this year. Like, he'll have some good catches and he'll have some good moments here and there, but I kind of wish I kept stats, but I'm just not going to go back in time and rewatch all my games. I think Jared Jeudy has been the best receiver this season. It's a run for Chubb left side. First down and more. Chubb across the 40. Chubb shoved out of bounds at the 50-yard line. Brian Allen without shoulder pads loves it. Nick Chubb, big gain on first down. Let's go. 1st and 10, Brownies. At midfield, Watson under center. Play fake, pressure, mounting, and he's sacked. If there is one thing that Watson has not been the best at in the Madden world, it is avoiding sacks. Whether that's just a little bit of holding onto the ball too long or one thing or the other. We got some super chats rolling in. We'll throw them on screen in just a second here. 2nd and 17. So a big loss. Watson in the gun this time. He checks it down. It's caught, and they'll get about half the yardage. 3rd and 7 here. James Harper with a $2 super chat. Just got here. How are you, Petey? James, I'm doing great. I'd probably be a little bit better if it wasn't 7-0 Chiefs, but you know what? I will not let a Madden game dictate my mental health. I reserve that for the entire fall. Appreciate you, James. We'll look at Jeremy's after this 3rd and 7 here. Snap to Watson. He will throw. That's broken up. 4th and 7. Damn. So the Browns are looking at a 2nd straight punt. Jeremy, what's going on, dude? You say T Swift's box, got to love her box. I don't know what Jeremy's talking about here. I just know that if Travis Kelce's here, Taylor Swift is probably here. They definitely got a box for her. And it would be her box. So I wonder if we'll see Taylor Swift's box. 1st and 10. I don't get the funny thing that you guys are laughing at. Mahomes, do you think like Brittany's in her box?
Maybe Ice Spice is in her box?
Yeah. I feel bad for T Swift having to put up with Brittany.
Yeah,
that's a bad forced friendship.
That really is.
1st and 10. In the gun, snap to Mahomes. He looks around. He throws, middle of the field, caught, gain of 12, 1st down, finding his best man, Travis Kelce. I wonder if Mahomes got married today, if Kelce would be his actual best man. And I only ask that, like, I think sometimes us fans kind of build up on-field chemistry as to off-field friendship. And maybe, like, all along, Mahomes' best friend is the backup right tackle. And we just don't know about that. Another strike over the middle. This one's not getting out of control, but when Kadarius Toney's torching you, we have to have a conversation with the DBs. Juan Thornhill. I'm hoping he'll have a big year this year. Kind of a bounce-back season. First and 10. Across midfield, Mahomes trying to add on to a 7-0 lead to start the second quarter. Snap to Mahomes. He throws deep again. That's caught again, and another first down. So, that's not. Is that Kadarius? I don't think. Who is 5 on the Chiefs? Can you look that up for me? I thought he was like 19 anyway. It's not Rice. It's loading. Oh, see, that's why Madden's good. I kind of forgot about Hollywood Brown going to Kansas City. So, okay, Hollywood Brown's allowed to cook us. Incomplete pass, overthrow. Second and 10. See, now when the season rolls around and that first pass from Mahomes to Brown is completed on Thursday Night Football, you're not going to be looking around going, who's that? Like, you'll know, like, well, if you watch Petey's Madden Sims, you know that's Hollywood Brown. That's the kind of insight we have over there. Mahomes, quick throw, right side, caught, gain of 5, third down, spam those threes. Spam those threes. Let's go. Third down, 3rd and 5. I'll say it right now. This is the game. If you get off the field, force a field goal, 10-0. First down's probably going to result in a touchdown later. This is the game. Oh, I don't know. That's a stop. That's a stop.
That's big.
4th and 1.
Season's still alive, baby.
That's a stop. Harrison Butker. Are they going to go for it? Sometimes they do this, and they like, Madden's dumb. Oh, what? Did he get it? Was that a fake field goal? Who got the first? Is it Brown's first down? What just happened? Oh, you got to be shitting me. They went for it and got it. Mahomes hands it off. Pacheco, right side, gain of 5. Damn. Second and 5. Patrick Mahomes lines up under center, I formation. Snap, pitch left, Pacheco running with it. There's horrible vision by Pacheco. It looked like there was an opportunity for him to go get 6. He decides, instead of the open patch of grass, Denzel Ward's looking pretty tempting right now. 3rd and 3. The issue is this drive has been like 4 minutes long. Browns do get the ball to start the second half, though. We can get the 2-for-1 special. First down carry, but it comes at a price. Big hit to Pacheco. As Kansas City is bleeding a lot of time off the clock here to round out the first half. First and 10 for Mahomes. In the gun. Takes the snap. Looking. Pressure. Throws back in the end zone, incomplete. Pressure mounted. Couldn't take it. 2nd and 10. Okay. Hold him to a field goal. Hold him to a field goal. Get the ball. Score. Halftime. Score. We're either tied, down 4 with the lead. That's the path right there. But it starts with a field goal right here. 2nd and 10. Mahomes. Titty City. Kelsey. 2nd touchdown today. Damn it. $14-0 bad guys. All right, offense. Your turn. Need a response here. I mean, a touchdown to close out the half would be a huge momentum swing, a big jolt of life to this team. But right now, Kansas City has a firm lead in this game. Somehow Trace's Saints beat the Chiefs in this game, by the way.
in Arrowhead on Monday Night Football.
Yeah. Which actually sounds very plausible because that feels like a game where the Chiefs would sleepwalk. You would lose your mind.
I think I would literally piss my pants.
And Derek Carr would kind of be like the topic of discussion for a couple of days. You know what? I don't care what's going on in the world at that moment, like in the NFL world. I'm putting everything on the Saints' money line for that Monday night game. That screams overlooked by the Chiefs, which they've been caught doing before. Last year they lost, this one wasn't in Arrowhead, but they lost at Lambeau to, at the time, not a great Packers team. 1st and 10. Browns need a score. What you can't have here, though, is you just can't give the ball back to Kansas City with a lot of time left. Watson on 1st down. We'll look around. He'll throw. Incomplete. I mean, so far it hasn't been sharp from Watson. Second and 10. Deshaun lines up under center. Drop back, throw, crosser, middle of the field. 1st down, let's go. Jeremy Stallman, we got 2 super chats on Jeremy to catch up on. We'll get to those now. 2-minute warning, I guess. So 1st down, Brownies, let's go. You know you both would love to be in her box. LOL. I mean, it's warm.
They definitely have good food.
Yeah.
They're going to have the best service.
A lot to eat.
Probably get on TV.
Probably got on TV. And warm, for starters.
No doubt.
Look how cold it is out there. Jeremy, smile, Petey. If they score here, I'll smile. Handshake deal. 1st and 10. Watson, surveying. Watson, throwing. Caught first. No, incomplete. Damn, thought he had it. Yeah. 2nd down. Both teams have all their timeouts remaining. Kelsey's going for the high fives. At their own 40. I mean, they're probably a solid 25 yards away from field goal range in this weather. Watson all by himself in the gun, throwing, just not on target. Man was open, throw wasn't there. Third down, here we go. I want this ball going to one man and one man only. Amari Cooper. Throwing deep. Caught. 1st down, Browns. Let's go. Amari Cooper. What did I tell you? Big throw and catch from 4-2. In the clutch. Over the middle. Traffic on all ends. Takes the hit and holds on to the football. 1st and 10, Cleveland. Now you can kind of slow down a little bit. You don't want to score too quickly and give Kansas City some time. Watson looking around, throwing, and it is broken up. That looked like it could have been picked. 2nd down and 10. Skinny Andy. There's a lot of things that Madden does wrong. That's one of them. Back in the gun from the 30-yard line. Drop back for Watson. He will throw. Right sideline has a man. That looks caught. 1st down. Out of bounds. Jerry Jeudy. Inside the red zone. You know what I wouldn't mind here? Nice run play. You got the defense huffing and puffing. They're on their heels. Shove it down their throats. Instead, it's empty set. Watson will look to pass. It's incomplete. So now the defense can kind of catch their breath, reassess, get ready. Little over a minute left. 2nd down. Under center. Deshaun. 3-step drop. Quick throw. Caught. Wide open. Touchdown! Amari Cooper has 6. 4 + 2. touchdown. All by himself, a complete busting coverage, no one in the same zip code of Cooper, and he's in for the score. Let's go. That's a big response. Now, the Browns get the ball to start the second half, which makes the next minute and 4 seconds very important. Get a stop, go into the half, down a score with the ball coming your way, and before Patrick Mahomes gets a chance to touch the ball again, you can have this game starting all over at 14 apiece. That's the beauty of the double dip, the George Costanza. Score, you got to win those 4 minutes. The 2 minutes to end the first half, 2 minutes to start the second half. 14-7. We're smiling, Jeremy. We are smiling. Let's go. Jeremy Stallman with a $2 super chat. Speak of the devil. 2 for Coop. Could you imagine if Myles Garrett gets a touchdown? That'd be dangerous. We got a scoop and score from Garrett. The return, that looked like the greatest return I've ever seen in this game, and it just gets you out to the 25, where you would have started with, and you preserve 4 seconds. Lord Buddy Bear is here. Better not lose this game. I hate the Chiefs. Buddy Bear, we're going to try our absolute best and hardest for you. Just for you. 1st and 10 with a minute to go in the first half. All 3 timeouts left for Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, starting at their own 26. In the gun. Snap to Mahomes. He is pressured, finds a man, but it's incomplete, not on target. 2nd and 10. Be great at the defense. Imagine even a quick stop here. Get the offense back on the field. Get in field goal range maybe. Kind of eke out 3 points that you shouldn't have. Mahomes back in the gun. Empty set this time. Snap. 4-man rush. Throwing. He has a man open. First down. Out towards the 50. It is Marquise Brown. Are we all sleeping on Marquise Brown? Is he going to put up monster numbers this year?
I mean, considering who his quarterback is, maybe.
Yeah. Got to readjust my fantasy football board. 1st and 10. Here we go, boys. Come on. Let's get a stop. Kansas City called their first timeout after that one. So 2 timeouts remaining. In shotgun. Snap to Mahomes. He throws over the middle. Incomplete. I mean, Mahomes has been the better quarterback today, but both quarterbacks have kind of, I would say, struggled, but battled the weather conditions. Defense definitely needs to stop. Get those stops in the chat. Mahomes in the gun. On his half of the 50. Snap. 45 seconds and counting. Throw. Caught. No, incomplete. Broken up. 3rd and 10. Good coverage by the Browns. And it'll be 3rd and 10 with 46 seconds remaining in the first half. 2 timeouts left for Kansas City. 3 for Cleveland. Big 3rd down here. Span those 3s. Let's go. Man in motion. Mahomes takes the snap. Has time. Throwing. Middle of the field. That's not complete. 4th down. And now the Browns will have an opportunity to get the last say in for the first 12 minutes of this game here. 4th and 10. Punt coming up. I mean, they'll be backed up deep in their own territory, but with 3 timeouts, if they are able to pick up some yardage any part of the field, as the punt goes out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. If I'm Cleveland here, I'm aggressive. I'm not looking just to get into the half. You have 3 timeouts. You have enough time to get into field goal range. You're down 7, and you know you got to steal something from the Chiefs. And this is an opportunity to steal a possession. One that maybe you shouldn't have budgeted into the fact that you have for the first half, but got to get one from Kansas City because you're likely not going to force many turnovers from Mahomes. Snap to Watson. It's a screen. Caught. Chubb running, slipping out of a tackle, and he only gets about 4 yards. Browns are not going to call a timeout. To me, that signals just waving the white flag for the first half. 2nd and 6. They could let the entire play clock run out. Yeah, that's damn it. If they snap it, oh my God, what are you doing? What are you going to score on this play now? Oh no, let Watson pad his stats or get injured. That's the only outcome available there. 1st and 10 to round out the half. 14-7. Just shitty management there. Use your timeouts. They don't carry over to the second half. How would you grade the Browns' first half? I'd give them B-.
I'm going C+.
Yeah, I was like, you scored one, so that's nice. You made a stop here or there on defense.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't good either.
Yeah, C+, B-. There needs to be a grade in between those two, like C++.
C or B minus.
Yeah.
B minus squared.
Right. So it's like, listen, it's not as bad as a C, but it's not as good as a B. It's that. Second half coming up. Here we go. It will be Cleveland's ball to start the second half, so they can still go down the field and tie the game. Christopher gives him a B. Cool Guy gives him a C. American Cheese giving him a C. Kickoff to restart the game. This is not going to go well. Oh, proven wrong a little bit. I mean, maybe the best return of the season to the 27. Woo. Making me eat crow. I like it. Jeremy gives him a D. Ghostface gives him a C. James Harper gives him a C. Here we go. Watson setting up for 1st and 10. Trying to even out the score. Under center, it's a run for Chubb up the gut. He'll fall forward, gain of 4. It has been tough sledding for Chubb the last 2 or 3 weeks. I have no data to back it up other than just the eye test and my memory. And I don't think Chubb has performed superb over that 3 to 4 week stretch going into this week. 2nd and 6, Watson check down. This is caught. 1st down. Let's go. Elijah Moore moving the sticks. Well. Look who decided to show up. Tie Man the Buckeye. We're on your clock now. It's Tie Man time. Let us know, Tie Man, when's a convenient time for you for us to start our show.
Don't worry, Tie Man. We'll wait till 5:30 next time.
Watson drops back. He's pressured. He's sacked. Loss of 10. 2nd and 12. Just so lucky to have Tie Man here.
I'm just happy that he blessed us with his presence.
Watson throwing. Caught. 1st down. Let's go. Big gain on 2nd and long. Finding Amari Cooper yet again across the 50 they move. There we go. That's a good spark. That's something. Amari Cooper getting the Browns in business. 1st and 10, down 7, 2 minutes into the second half. It's a handoff to Chubb. He's looking for room to run. He won't find much. It's a gain of 3. 2nd and 7.
You know, going to Amari Cooper seems to be the working play recently.
Yeah, he's been the number 1 target today. Haven't seen much at all from Jerry Jeudy. And not much from David Njoku either. Look at all the stars. Teller, Njoku, Jeudy, Cooper, Watson, stepping up, dumping it off. This is caught. 1st down. Nice find by Watson. And that's yet again Amari Cooper moving the sticks. Another 1st down for Cleveland. From the 30, Watson lines up at center, or lines up in the shotgun. Takes the snap. He looks, he throws, caught. Sideline first down. Cooper, another grab. Having one of the best games of the season. Trying to help the Browns' comeback efforts. 1st and 10, good guys. Oh, the Chiefs are challenging this one. Well, let's get another look at it. They only give you like one look. Is that left foot in? They never let you like tell. I mean, he got 2 feet there. Yeah, he doesn't get his 3rd foot in, but he gets the first 2. This is a catch in my eyes. Unless they say he did not possess the ball when he had the first 2 feet down. I think it's a catch. This better be call stands or call confirmed. And it is indeed a catch, and the Chiefs have been charged a timeout. So Cleveland, inside the red zone, down 7, midway through the 3rd quarter. Let's run with Chubb. They do that exactly. Chubb finds an open grass patch and finds 7 yards. One of the better runs yet for 24. 2nd and 3. Inside the 10-yard line. Deshaun back in shotgun. It's another run for Chubb. He's got some room. He's got the end zone. Touchdown. We are tied. The Browns level the score off a 5-yard Nick Chubb run. Let's go. Show me those TDs.
That's what we wanted to see, baby.
Let's go, Chubb. All even at 14. Nice stiff arm. Not bringing me down. Now the Browns defense needs to answer the call. The offense has awoken. They put up 14 points in a row. We are starting over at the end of the 3rd quarter. Here we go. Defense, you've been okay today. I mean, have forced 2 punts. Hard to ask for much more against this Chiefs offense. It's very creative. I'll say that much. Oh, Madden, never change. Actually, you should change. Kickoff to restart the game. And it is wisely kneeled down in the end zone for a touchback. Man, Marquise Brown, 5 grabs for 112 yards today. That's a lot of work in 6-minute quarters. 1st and 10. Come on, defense. I would love a sack. I mean, turnover would be great. We're not complaining about that at all, but a sack would be nice just to get the Chiefs behind schedule. Throw off their rhythm, throw off their timing a little bit. In the gun, snap. It's a handoff. Run is going to Pacheco for a gain of just 2. Nice stop by Jordan Hicks. 2nd and 8. Okay, there we go. That's a good start to this drive for Cleveland's defense. Minor gain by the Chiefs. Back in the gun. It'll be a play fake. Mahomes, left sideline. This is caught, 1st down. Forward progress will move the sticks for Travis Kelce. Come on, defense. Come on, boys. Under center. Run to the right. Pacheco slips out of 1 tackle and takes the 2nd for a ride. Picks up 6 yards. Browns defense trying to keep their offense in this game. Offense has been heating up lately. 14 unanswered points to end the drought. Shotgun formation. Check down is caught for a 1st down and more. Marquise Brown is not going down easily. He gets across the 50. Damn. First and 10. I like this from Buddy Bear. Where's this guy Garrett at? You can just kind of read through that message and go, Max would never disappear. It's a run. No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. And that will take us to, I believe, the end of the 3rd quarter. So after 3 quarters, we are still no closer to our end than we were at our beginning. We're all even at 14 apiece here. Let's go. Sub for Dubs. Get the good vibes going for the 4th quarter. Sub for Dubs, baby. Let's go, Brownies. From the Browns 40, 2nd and 10, under center. Mahomes, snap, run. Nowhere to go. Just a gain of 3, and the Chiefs have 3rd down. Spam those 3s. Let's get off the field. Send Diet Andy Reid back to Kansas City with a loss. I mean, this would be a huge win towards claiming a playoff spot for the Browns. 3rd and 7, Mahomes throws, middle of the field, caught inside the red zone. Gotta be kidding me. Rashee Rice. Third down and 7, and they find Rashee Rice for a big gain to move the sticks. 1st and 10. Come on. Inside the 20. Hold them to a field goal. That's the plan. Plan has changed. Mahomes with time, throwing left side. This is caught in bounds, gain of 5. Under 5 minutes, the clock will stop if the offensive player gets out of bounds. Buddy Bear, I'm not really sure what the outcome of Rashee Rice is going to be. It's been very quiet the last couple of weeks. 2nd and 5, Mahomes throwing middle of the field, caught. It's a gain of 5, but it'll still be 3rd and inches. So the Browns do have a chance to maybe make a stop, force a field goal.
3rd and Baker Mayfield.
Spam those 3s, baby. We need it more than ever. Let's go. Mahomes will pass on 3rd and inches. End zone. Gotta be kidding me. It's a hat trick for Travis Kelce. He's not even really open. Like, there's traffic all over. He's hit as he catches it. Another Kelce touchdown. This time it pushes the lead to 21-14. With under 4 to play in the 4th quarter, I'll tell you my fear right now. The Browns tie the game and the Chiefs go down the field and score to win it.
So
you can kind of already see that writing on the wall.
If the Browns do score, do you go for 2 or do you kick the extra point?
Usually I'm team extra point. I think that changes with the Chiefs.
I agree.
Like, you're 2 yards away from taking the lead. You don't get that chance very often with that team.
Yeah.
You do with the Panthers.
Yeah, exactly.
Kickoff to restart the game. Oh, boy. Get your Tums out. It's going to be nauseous. Here comes Watson. Down by 7. We've got ourselves a close finish. I don't think Madden goes for 2, though. So, yeah. They don't have that killer instinct. Snap to Watson. It's a run with Chubb. He cuts back, and he gets about 4. I like that. You know, not going to completely abandon the run. Still want to keep the defense on their toes a little bit. If they want to sit back in deep zones, fine. We'll run it up the middle. 2nd and 6 in the pistol. Snap. Roll out to the right. Quick throw. Caught. Gain of 3. And 2nd and 2. Wyatt Teller going up to his quarterback. You got this. You got this, 4. 3rd and 2. What do you guys want to do? You want to run it or pass it? I do whatever you think is the best chance of converting and not factor in the clock. I like the idea of throwing it to Amari Cooper. I also hate running it with Nick Chubb, which oh my God! I was just about to say, if you run it with Nick Chubb, what I hate what teams do on 3rd and 2 is when they pitch it back or line up in shotgun. Why are you starting so far away from where you need to go?
See, I would go for it in this situation if I'm the Browns.
You got 3 timeouts. You're only down 7. I would punt it. You have a good defense, and they have made some stops today. So
that's true.
Can
That's
they
true.
make one big stop for you? But I do hate when coaches, like, on 3rd and short, like, you just need to go forward an inch, but your first thought is, let's start by going back 5 yards. Like, don't. Just hand it off. You don't need to go back so far to go forward so little. Myles Garrett, it would be awesome if you could make an appearance right now. I think we'd all appreciate that. Quick throw. This is caught. And a gain of 8. Man, that's like worst case scenario. I'd rather they get the first down there, and then you can just start from scratch again. But now if they burn some clock and then get the first down, it was, I don't know how to describe it, but like, you know, the worst case, the worst outcome is when they barely come up short to the first down and they get the next time. So they still get the first down reward and they burn more clock. Run, Pacheco. He's an idiot. Wow, he's dumb. There was not 1, but 2 times he could have just gone forward for the first down and not end the game, but put it out of reach almost. So the Browns call a timeout, 3rd and 3. This is the game pretty much. If they get the first down here, you're not done mathematically, but you put yourself in a very tough position. 3rd and 3. Come on, get a stop. They run. No, first down. First down, Kansas City. The Browns call a timeout. They can get the ball back with maybe 15 seconds left, I think. I'm not even sure. It might be game, actually. I don't know. Damn it. 1st and 10. They're going to run it, and it's going to go for a gain of 1. Timeout called. So 2nd and 9 will take 45 seconds. That'll take us down to a minute. And that'll bring up 3rd and let's say 9 as well. That will take 40. We're looking at maybe 10 seconds. I think it's closer to 5. From the 50, 2nd and 9. Another run. Pacheco bouncing around, falling forward. Gain of 8, 3rd and 1. And the Browns cannot stop the clock. This will take us right towards the 1 minute mark. This is the game here. First down and it's over. Mahomes under center. Drops back to pass. Swings it over. Oh, he gets the first. Well, that was like best case scenario there. You got the Chiefs to pass, giving you at least a lifeline of an incompletion. But Pacheco will move the sticks, and that's the ball game. Damn. So the Chiefs come into town. They knock off the 7-5-1 Browns. That'll make them 7-6-1. Still looking for a playoff spot. They are very much still in the thick of winning the AFC North and just a wild card spot. But that will do it. The final score, 21-14, Chiefs over the Browns. Damn. Well, appreciate everyone for hanging out with us for another Madden watch party. We'll see you guys for our next game next week. Make sure to subscribe to follow along for the entire season. That will do it for us on our Madden show and also for our live show here on the Cleveland Browns Report. So thank you to everyone who's been watching for us over the last 90-plus minutes. We'll sign off. We'll see you guys later. All right, boys and girls. That will do it for us. We'll see you all later. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday. Go Brownies.